Hold, please hold.
Polling in progress.
Take two. I'd like to re-welcome everyone to the regular town council meeting, council chambers, and we are on Zoom. This Thursday, August 24th, sorry. Could I have a roll call, please?
We have Councilor Bragdon,
Present.
Councilor Danforth,
Present.
Chair Dumais,
Here.
Councilor Higgins,
Present.
Council Madore,
Here.
Council McGlaughlin,
Here.
Councilor Pelletier.
Here. Could I please have everyone rise, recite the pledge of allegiance with me? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Mr. Manager, are there any adjustments to the agenda?
Yes, sir. Updates to resolve number 7 and order 203. With additions of order 212, 213, 212 and 213.
Thank you very much. Approval of minutes for May 25th, 2023.
So moved.
Second. Motion made by Council Bragdon, seconded by Councilor Madore. All those in favor? 7-0. Special presentation resolved number 7-2023 proclamation honoring Thomas and Malcolm. Council Bragdon, would you please read?
Resolve number 7, 2023, proclamation honoring Thomas Malcolm on his retirement as fire chief for the town of Millinocket. Whereas Thomas Malcolm began his career as a call firefighter EMT in February of 1975, then became a full-time firefighter EMT on January 31st, 1990, and continued in that capacity until October 9th, 1995, when he became the assistant fire chief to the town of Millinocket, and continued until April 1st, 2019, when he became the fire chief of Millinocket Fire Department and retired on July 4th, 2023. After a combined total of 48 years of service, and whereas Tom has always served the citizens of Millinocket with enthusiasm and integrity and performed his duties throughout his years of service in a conscientious and responsible manner, and conscientious and responsible manner, and whereas Tom has set an example of dedication to principle, which has been an inspiration to his fellow employees. And whereas Tom in all his endeavors has reflected great credit upon the town of Millinocket and its employees. Now therefore be it resolved that the Millinocket Town Council and Council assembled on August 24th, 2023 does hereby recognize, honor, and thank Thomas Malcolm for his dedication to the town of Millinocket during his tenure as fire chief for the town of Millinocket.
Second. Motion made by Council Bragdon, seconded by Council Madore. Council discussion on the resolve. Council Madore.
Tom, it's finally time. Congratulations. You earned it. You deserve it. Tom is probably the last of, and I will say this truthfully, of the old guard of the fire station, of all those people who have retired before him that were all working together over that past 40 plus years. And it made the community safe. It made the community feel safe. It made the community happy and knowledgeable that it was going to be, hopefully, that ambulance pulled up for a loved one. It was going to be you that was coming out of it. Go ahead and take care of the family member. You are and have been a tremendous asset to the town of Millinocket. Are and have been probably one of the most dedicated persons I know, involved in so many other things within the town of Millinocket, other than just the fire department. Volunteering in so many different committees, to be involved so much in the community. Your light doesn't come across very often, but when it does, it should be honored, cherished, thanked. And with that, I will say, Tom, I appreciate everything you did so many years for the town of Millinocket. I wish you well in retirement. And Millinocket is losing tremendous asset. Enjoy retirement. Thank you.
Thank you, Council Madore. Council Danforth. Council Danforth.
I'm going, Mr. Chairman, and I will agree with some of the things that Councilor Madore said, but not all of them, because I don't see that he's retired. I don't think you're taking your retirement too seriously, because you're very active in a lot of things, and that's how I know you best. I'm glad you didn't have to use your lights and come use your emergency services for me over your 48 years of service, but you were of service to me in the work that I've done in the community and public health and all the community events, you know, starting with the Kajanieri Partnership, founding member, the Partnership for Healthy Northern Penobscot. Look, I had to write them down because there's so many. Thrive Penobscot, you've been right there as a community community partner representing the town. Had a lot of great connections statewide to get a lot of work done at the community level. And for that, I just really, really appreciate you. And I appreciate seeing you around, maybe in a volunteer role. So maybe it is, you are retired in a certain sense.
Thank you, Council Danforth. Any other council comment? Pete? Anything from you?
So I shared a lot of my own thoughts on behalf of myself and of course the town administration at Tom's retirement party that we threw that July, end of June. You know, Tom's an icon in our community. Tom's everything that everybody has said already. And within our offices downstairs, he continues to be a lifesaver. So he's still a daily presence in my world. Certainly not losing him as an asset. I don't know what I would do from my chair downstairs if I didn't have Tom at my beck and call for public health and safety related items. Continues to be an incredible resource to the town of Millinocket as a whole. Very lucky to have him, and you know, it's the end of one era, but it's a continuation of supporting a community that you, Tom, very passionately believe in and will continue to support, I know. So I'll see you next week. Don't be late.
Council Bragdon.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I don't think you know what retirement is, do you? I feel like I see you more now than when you were fire chief, which I mean, it's a good thing. I like seeing you. So, but it's bittersweet. I grew up and I saw you a lot when I was a kid, and it was always amazing to have you in classes. And I feel like the kids are really going to miss out. But I thoroughly enjoyed it every time I got to be taught by you. And I hope I get that in the future, even though you're technically retired. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other council comment? Council Higgins?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Tom, I just want to say thank you for everything you've done for the town and for me. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Council. If there are no other council comment, then I will take a few moments. I get to speak at your retirement party that the fire department threw and the town had. And the only way I know to compliment you, Tom, is through a little bit of a roast. So I'm just going to be brief with it. I've never met anybody that was more loved or more hated. So if there was an award for both of those, you'd have them. The victory beard is normally only in hockey. So, and I do see a sneaking suspicion that we'll be seeing you around the office a little bit more. So congratulations once again. And all the nice things that the councils have said about you are all well-deserved, and you've earned every bit of it. With that, I'll open it up to the public. If anybody has any words, approach the mic. Your name and address, please.
Street, past employee of the town. I just want to thank Tom for being so great to work with as one of the members of the staff. Always there, 24/7, 365. It didn't matter when someone needed something or ever made a call to him, he was right there. And I appreciate the heck out of that. Also, my family really benefited from the bike safety programs, the Learn Not to Burn programs. Everybody in the community has benefited from that, obviously. The smoke detector program. I mean, all that. He's been right there with that. Anytime you go there, he's always there to help out. And he's a good friend of mine and I really appreciate him. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Charette. Any other public comment?
Hi, Sandy Sullivan, 104 Sunset Drive. It didn't take me long being back in town for me to realize that Tom Malcolm was one of the most visible and biggest assets to this town. I don't think I have attended a single function that he hasn't been there, either I was going to say working or volunteering, but even volunteering is working. I think the town is going to have I know he's been replaced, but I don't think you can replace his presence. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sullivan. Any other public comment? Mr. Campbell, via Zoom.
Jeff Campbell, 3 Juniper Street, Airport Manager. Also as a staff member and all the things that Jim Charette had said, I echo. Very good guy to have around. We did a lot of stuff together as far as town staff goes, and he was always there if you needed him, no matter what. So congratulations, Tom, on a long and distinguished career. Yeah, you earned every bit of it, and I hope you can enjoy some of your retirement. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Campbell. Any other public comment? Seeing none, Tom, do you have a few words?
Tom Malcolm, 73 Street. Really been an honor and a privilege to work for the town of Millinocket. I was very fortunate to come into the community when I did, to start working for the town when I did. Nobody does anything alone. It's through all the people around you. I worked with some great people. The staff that the town of Millinocket has is amazing. The opportunities that I have had personally because of my position in the town of Millinocket and the support I've always received from management administration. You know, it makes it really special. Millinocket. That's why I never even vote for my career and for your support over the years to build what we had and have at Fire Station. You know, so you keep more time that you have to have vibrant. So thank you. I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna be around. It's been a little hard for me to get used to because just didn't seem to fit in. You know, but thanks to my family and my church has made a big difference in my life. If you don't have the support of your family, you don't have any support at all. So, amen. Same with my church. So thank you. And thank you for the proclamation.
So with that, I'll come back to the council. All those in favor? Passes 7-0. Council Brandon, would you do the honors, please?
Yes. Wonderful.
All right. I'd like to follow that with the invigorating town managers report.
Da-da-da-da-da. Anywho. As usual. I'll be hitting some highlights on this report. It's a very extensive report. I think I'm looking at 9 pages. All great deep dives into what every department we have is doing. And I highly encourage anyone paying attention to get on our website and read it in its entirety. We are working currently on revamping the town manager's section of the website, so soon there'll be a much more clear description of what my job is and the fact that I'm actually not an elected official, along with an archive of managers' reports, so they'll be much more easily accessible. Keep your eyes peeled for that. Picking out some highlights throughout here. Most have noticed that B&B Paving has begun the summer paving finally, now that summer's wrapping up. We've been up against some pretty poor weather this year. It's delayed a lot of the work that the public works crew handles throughout the summer, the line painting, paving, things like that, some of the yard maintenance. So they are here currently, and they will be back again in the near future to wrap up the roughly $400,000 worth of paving that's being done this year throughout town. So we certainly appreciate the approval of those funds to do that, and we hope to continue in that ballpark or even more in the future to make best use of what we have to start to tackle a lot more roads than had been repaired in the past. We did receive an roughly $8,000 dividend from our workers' compensation fund through Maine Municipal Association. In order to qualify for that, our 2022 loss ratio had to be less than 40% and a 3-year loss ratio less than 75%. So I think that speaks to how well our staff and our whole team across all departments is doing when it comes to workplace safety. So things are drastically improved from our position 3 years ago, considering our workers' compensation coverage. Work continues on the efforts towards dangerous buildings in our community. As we discussed several months ago, we had taken on additional legal representation that specializes in dangerous building acts and derelict properties. The first 2 properties have been served their court documents to begin that process, and we look forward to continuing our efforts to clean up what's becoming a laundry list of not just derelict but dangerous properties within the community. So, again, we certainly appreciate the support to address these things through code enforcement and public health and safety that have, in every way been neglected or not followed through with for decades. So thank you to the council for your support. We lost the computer in the code enforcement office. No, the assessing office recently. So we didn't misplace it. It crashed. So what we lost was a week's worth of progress towards the tax commitment. So we were able to work with our tech provider to get that resolved. There is a new functioning computer in there. Almost 100% of the files were retained and saved, so we're very happy with that. It did delay our tax commitment by approximately 2 weeks or so. So we're expecting if all goes well from here on out, we're expecting to do the tax commitment in the second week of September. So we'll be addressing the council about mill rate conversation at our next council meeting, if all goes well. And then, more bad news from the assessing office. We've been communicating this regularly lately through social media, our website, and we worked with Brian Brown from the local newspaper to get an article out, but I'm going to address this evening that the state of Maine has retracted the tax stabilization program for senior citizens in the state, which is a big hit to what was looking to be a very hopeful and helpful program to older adults in our state. There is information within this report on our website under the assessing page, on our website and in the local newspaper, links to programs that are being recommended to folks who are planning to benefit from this program. So we certainly encourage those that were enrolled in that or are being enrolled in that currently to look at these other options. Again, that information can be found just about everywhere the town of Millinocket has information right now. And if you need any sort of assistance, feel free to call my office or our assessor directly here in the office. Community Initiatives Director and I recently attended the 2023 Brownfields Conference in Detroit. We spent a week there learning about the program, how to administer the program, how to market the program, and really how to make the best out of the $500,000 grant that we just recently were awarded. We were able to spend some very valuable time with higher level representation from the EPA for our region. Steve Sanders from our Katahdin was there. We were able to hang out with him for a while, and they are nationally recognized for their success in that program. 7 for 7 is that? Yeah. It's pretty well unheard of, and so it's great to have them as a resource here locally too. We'll be putting out our request for qualified applicants within the next week to start working with a qualified environmental professional to take inventory and move that program along. We really appreciated the opportunity to take part in that training, so very valuable. We have several candidates for the upcoming election. Jane Danforth, Louis Pelletier, and Gail Mackin have returned their nomination papers for this election. And aside from them, we have Jennifer McKinney and Gilda Stratton with nomination papers out, just not returned at this moment. That's for the council. And then for the school board, we have 2 3-year terms open and 1 set of nomination papers returned, and that is John Raymond. Are they returned? They're not returned. Jane and Gilda. Jane and Gail? Okay, I misinterpreted what's on the report. That's okay. Oh, awesome. Good stuff. You know, and the last thing I wanted to speak about briefly this evening was the recent hazmat occurrence in our town. You know, it's being portrayed in a light that I don't think very highly of. You know, there's some misconception out there of whether or not our crews knew what they were handling when they arrived at the scene, what it took to learn what they were dealing with, you know, when referencing the bear mace, of course. I just wanted to publicly address, as the town manager and hopefully as the town council, our complete support for and recognition of how Chief Cody and the crew addressed that situation to a T, exactly how they should have done that from the beginning to the end. Yes, if the phone call came in and said, hey, we've got some bear mace that just exploded, that would have been a couple hours cleaned up and out of there. That's not how it went. So we certainly appreciate the work of our crews, and we're very thankful for the other state agencies and other departments that jumped into action and came up to help figure out what was going on in that situation. And you know, I actually feel thankful that it turned out to be bear mace in the end, because it wasn't anything. Well, it wasn't as bad as it could have been, you know, to put it lightly. So, Chief, Matt, everybody else, thank you. We really appreciate your attention to detail and how seriously you took that situation. We very much appreciate that. That'll end my report for the evening. There is a library report attached. If folks were able to take a look at that, I'm happy to take any questions or comments.
Thank you, Mr. Manager. I'd like to jump off that just for a moment. I think that I have the permission to speak for the council when I say this, that you guys are greatly appreciated. It's a difficult call when it comes to the public perception of things, that you guys have to work with the information that you're provided on the spot. So whether you consider it an overreaction or an underreaction or just a reaction, you have armchair quarterbacks on Monday morning that will make your calls for you. And that's not an easy position to be in. So just rest assured that you have the support of the council. You have the support of, obviously, of the administration and for the majority of your community. Thank you for that, what you do every day, all day, every day of the week. So with that, I have nothing to comment on the manager's report. I will open it up to council comment. Council Madore. You just turned it off.
Okay, it doesn't matter to me. All right. First, I'd like to go ahead and take time to thank Public Works for the job that they're doing right now as far as trimming brush and limbs along roadways and that clearing it out. So some of these communities, some of these areas, the streets and towns can go ahead and have visibility, especially when it comes time coming to intersections where stop signs that have been covered over with branches. So I think Public Works is doing a great job that way. I'd like to go ahead and I noticed, Mr. Manager, that the main revenue sharing payment dropped by 17,000. Do you have any idea what the factors of that and why that drop came about as far as from last year to this year?
Well, I think we understand that tourism dollars and income at the state level, you know, through the small businesses throughout the state play into that pot of funds and and how that is dispersed. And we all understand what our summer looked like. So, you know, if I were a betting man, I would say that the weather and the rain this summer and the lack of tourism movement or maybe the decrease in tourism movement would have played a factor into that. So, it's something that we're going to keep an eye on. We get those checks monthly from the state. So we'll keep an eye on that. It is expected to be much higher than normal this year, or was projected to be. So we'll be keeping an eye on it and make adjustments as we need to throughout the year. But at this point, we have no real reason to have any worry about it.
Thank you. I too, like the chairman did, I saw the situation play out as far as the incident with the air raid. I think that I would much prefer our fire department, that our EMS err on the side of caution, safety, and not react any differently than you did. I think you handled it professionally with great patience. I think that you dotted all the I's and crossed all the T's. And I think the neighborhood is a better place for it. I think the town is a better place for it. And I know I feel a lot better knowing that you and your staff, Chief, can handle a situation like that professionally, safely, and with a great deal of professionalism. And truthfully, I couldn't imagine it being handled any better. I congratulate you on the way it was handled, and I'm glad you were there and your staff was there to do it properly. As far as unfortunately losing the stabilization for income property tax for seniors, I did see that there were two options here that are, I would like to point out before they flood the town office with requests for this, that these programs are things that can be done on the state level or getting a hold of websites for these and not necessarily calling the town clerk to try to get these taken care of. That's not going to be anything that would be, I don't want to see extra, people calling you up time and time and time again. These are on the state website. Please take advantage of them. If you are a person who had applied for stabilization. With that being said, I have nothing else, Mr. Chairman. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Council Madore. Any other council comment? Council Bragdon?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I agree with both of you in your statements that you made. It takes one time that it's not handled seriously and people will still judge you. And I feel like erring on the side of caution is always in your best judgment. And I same as him, I thank you for what you did. Because if you wouldn't have done it that way and it would have turned out to be a worse situation, it could have been a lot different. And I appreciate the work that you and your crew all do. And I'm sorry for the way that the public is treating you. Thank you.
Thank you, Council Bragdon. Any other council comment? Seeing none, down to the public on the manager's report. Seeing none via Zoom. Thank you, Mr. Manager, for your report. Order number 203.
Chairman.
Yeah. Stand for.
Ready to get out of the gate. You go.
Let me announce the order first and then I'll sign it to you. All right. Order number 203-2023. Council Danforth, would you please read?
If I have to. All right, thank you. Order number 203-2023, providing for execution of the town warrant for August 24th, 2023. It is ordered that the town warrant for August 24th, 2023 in the amount of $519,130.23 is hereby approved.
Second.
Motion made by Council Danforth, second by Council Madore. Any heavy hitters?
Yeah, I'll share those with you.
Thank you.
So $23,105.40 Arcadia Design Works. That's part of the airport terminal building project. $23,800 D&D Pavin. That's the basketball court. $10,339.65, Elon Financial credit card. $9,800 to Richard Harmon. He's the contractor. He put in 8 skylights at the pool. Maine Water Company, $37,996.10. $11,418.31 to the Municipal Review Committee, that's disposal fees, and also $23,970.03 to the Municipal Waste Solution LLC. Those are also disposal fees. $40,400 Pine State Electric, that's our heat pump project. $10,886.85 Versant Power. And not probably, the biggest hitter is $307,464.99, and that's Millinocket's share of our taxes to the county, Penobscot County Treasurer.
Thank you very much. Any council comment on this order? Seeing none, down to the public. Also seeing none on Zoom. Back to the council. All those in favor? 7-0. For number 204-2023, Council Danforth, would you please read?
Order number 204-2023, providing for execution of wastewater warrant for August 24th, 2023. It is ordered that the wastewater warrant for August 24th, 2023 in the amount of $16,475.12 is hereby approved.
Second.
Motion made by Council Danforth, seconded by Council Madore. Any heavy hitters on
I
this?
can share a couple. $2,746.02, Town of Millinocket. $1,908.25, Pierce Atwood. Those are legal services. $7,043.58, Versant Power.
Council discussion on this order. Seeing none, down to the public. Also seeing none via Zoom. Back to the council. All those in favor? 7-0. Order number 205-2023, Council Danforth, would you please do this one?
Certainly. Order number 205-2023, providing for execution of the prior year town warrant for August 24th, 2023. It is ordered that the prior year town warrant for August 24th, 2023 in the amount of $22,482.35 is hereby approved.
Second.
Hey,
Motion made by Council Danforth, seconded by Council Higgins. Council discussion on this one.
I'll have a couple heavy hitters. $10,062.35 Arcadia Design Work. Again, that's the airport terminal project. A&E, and $12,330 to Northern Signs, and that's our second payment towards what I believe is our new sign out at the front. Is that right, Mr. Manager? Yeah, okay.
Right on cue.
Thank you. All right.
Are there any council comments on this order? Seeing none, down to the public. Also seeing none via Zoom. Back to the council. All those in favor? 7-0. Order number 206-2023, Council Madore, would you please read?
thank you, Mr. Chairman. Order number 206-2023. Providing for approval of an application for a vitulers license for a Big Daddy's Hot Box mobile food truck.
That sounded good.
It is ordered that the attached application for vitulers license hereby approved for, and it's, I believe, Ike and Contino,
Yeah.
226 Kendall Corner Road, Waldo, Maine, doing business as Big Daddy's Hot Box, MFP,
Yeah.
Veterans Memorial Park and Trails End Festival.
Second.
Motion made by Council Madore, seconded by Council Bragdon. Council discussion on this order. Seeing none, Council Pelletier, is your hand up? Okay. Down to the public. Also seeing none, back to the council. All those in favor? 7-0. Order number 207-2023, Council Bragdon, would you please read?
Order number 207-2023, approval to enter into mutual aid agreement with the Town of Medway Fire Department. It is ordered that the Millinocket Town Council grants approval to enter into a mutual aid agreement with the Town of Medway Fire Department, and it is further ordered that the Town Council and the Fire Chief is authorized to sign the attached agreement once approved.
Motion made by Councilor Bragdon, seconded by Councilor Danforth, who woke up Councilor Higgins. Council discussion on this order.
Yeah, I would just like to ask the question, had there not been an agreement in the past? Is this just a refresher of an agreement? Just like, just a little bit of background? I read through it and thought it was appropriate, like a little bit of information. Thank you.
All right, I'm John Cody, Fire Chief 244 Alder Street. So this is a annual agreement. We did make one slight change, myself and the chief in Midway. Only change is on the first page is gonna be a second alarm. We, in the past, been a first alarm response for either department. We felt the need was to change that to a second alarm. The reason behind that is a lot of times, either department getting called out for a first alarm, we get canceled right away, and then we end up having to pay, a whole crew. So this right here will help with budgets for each department, each community. So that's the reason changing it to a second alarm response. It doesn't mean that they can't come right away if we have a call. It's just for the purpose of the agreement and the purpose of the cards with Penobscot County RCC, it's going to go to a second alarm. So annually, we should be signing off on each other's mutual aid agreements.
Thank you. For definition, could you, for those of us that don't know, could you explain the difference between first alarm and second alarm?
Yes. Yep. So first alarm is automatically a first alarm. If we get called out to report of a working structure fire or smoke in a building, first alarm that will bring our in-town companies and also East Millinocket. For a second alarm assignment, that's going to bring the Midway Fire Department for a second alarm. So they'll be the next department. So we can upgrade to a second alarm if we need more help after arriving on scene.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions for the chief? Seeing none, down to the public. Comments on this order? Seeing none via Zoom, back to the council. All those in favor? 7-0. Order number 208-2023, Council McGlaughlin, would you please read?
Order number 208-2023, providing for approval of winter sand bid. It is ordered that the Millinocket Town Council awards the winter sand bid to Adam Quayle Incorporated for 2,000 yards at $10 per yard. 2 bids were received. Adam Quayle Incorporated, $20,000, $10 a yard. Emery Lee and Sons Incorporated, $28,000, $14 a yard. Note, recommendation of the Public Works Director is
Second.
Motion made by Council McGlaughlin, second by Councilor Bragdon. Council discussion on this order? Seeing none, down to the public. Via Zoom. Also seeing none, back to the council. All those in favor? 7-0. Order number 209-2023, Council Pelletier, would you please read?
Order 209-2023, providing for approval, 1-ton plow truck bid. It is ordered that the Millinocket Town Council award the 2000 Chevrolet 3500 1-ton plow truck VIN number -1GBJK 34ROY F48189 to Jeff Jameson. 1 bid was received.
Second.
Motion made by Council Pelletier, seconded by Council Madore. Council discussion on the order. Seeing none, down to the public. Via Zoom. Also seeing none, back to the council. All those in favor? 7-0. Order number 210-2023, Council Higgins, would you please read?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Order number 210-2023, providing for approval of asphalt roller bid. It is ordered that the Millinocket Town Council awards the 34-inch asphalt roller with the Honda GX 340 engine to Alan Levesque. Note, only 1 bid was received.
Second.
Motion made by Council Higgins, seconded by Council Madore. Council discussion on the order. Seeing none, down to the public. Via Zoom. Back to the council. All those in favor? 7-0. Order 211-2023, Councilor Madore, would you please read?
And you would. Order number 211 twenty twenty-three, providing for the conveyance of specialty minerals, building equipment and personal property. Whereas Special Minerals Incorporated owned and operated a building, equipment and necessary personal property, tax map R06, lot 001 ON. Herein after the facility to produce precipitated calcium carbonate on the Great Northern Paper Company mill site at a time the mill ceased operating in 2008. And whereas the facility was not maintained after the mill was closed and the town acquired the interest in specialty minerals in the facility. And whereas Arcatardin has acquired title to the mill site, including the land under and around the facility. And whereas Arcatardin is working to redevelop the mill site for the benefit of the town, including creating job opportunities for the community. And whereas the facility can be repurposed and returned to a productive use. And whereas the equipment and personal property in the building has salvage value due to its condition and sitting idle for many years and not necessary for the repurposing of the building. And whereas Arcatardin has proposed that the town convey its interest in the facility to it so that the building can be returned to a productive use and the equipment and personal property sold with proceeds applied to Arcatardin's loan with the town. Now, therefore, it is what the town manager is authorized to directed to convey the town's interest in the facility to Arcatardin on the condition that Arcatardin enter into an agreement with the town to proceed to the sale equipment and personal property in the community in a commercially reasonable manner and apply the net proceeds of the sale to the principal balance of the outstanding loan to the town. It is further ordered that the town's interest be conveyed by bill of sale without warranty of title. It is further ordered that the town manager, with the advice and approval of the town's attorney and chairman of the town council, is authorized to enter into an appropriate agreement with Arcatardin to document Arcatardin's commitment, sell the equipment and personal property, and apply the net proceeds of the sale to the principal balance of its loan with the town. Further ordered, the town treasurer is directed to write off all unpaid real estate and personal property tax, including accrued interest and any other charges concerning the building, equipment, and personal property which are subject to this order.
Thank you. Motion made by Council Madore, seconded by Council Danforth. Do we have any council discussion on this?
I would
order?
like to remind the council that when somebody is reading this, any counselor can chip in and ask for a waiving the whereases of anything and moving right to the final order itself. I will remind that for future reference, not that it bothered me, but it might upset other people.
Well, we just enjoy the soothing sounds of your voice.
I'm sure you did.
Other council discussion? Seeing none? down to-
Excuse me, yeah.
Oh, Council
Well,
Madison?
I could also remind Counselor Madore that it's important to read the whereases in this particular instance because there was a lot of information on this in here that would make good sense to the public. And I will also say that I know Pete Malkowski from Arcatardin was here, I don't know if it was a couple months ago, to actually talk about this, and that we asked him to go forward and work with the manager to get this order in front of us. So I'm very much in favor of this. I do see there's representation from Arcatardin here. I don't know if perhaps there's any updates that you want to give. I would go through and ask for him to give them at that time. It is appropriate.
Well, I'm about to go down to the public.
All right, thank you.
That would be the time.
Oh, Council Pelletier.
Council, thank you very much. Council
I would
Pelletier.
just like to add that we totally support reading assigned to Councilor Madore.
Did you say you need it reread by Councilor Madore?
Yes,
Thank you.
Second.
Negative. Back down to the down to the public. Seeing none via Zoom. Back to the council. All those in favor of this order? 7-0. Order number 212-2023, Council Bragdon, would you please read?
Order 212-2023, providing for a municipal release deed to Trinity Real Estate Realty Partners LLC. It is ordered that the Millinocket Town Council authorizes the town manager to execute and file all necessary paperwork, including signing a municipal release deed to Trinity Realty Partners LLC to complete the sale of a property located at 52 Central Street, map and lot U05-071 for $6,616.51, which covers all outstanding sewer and tax fees and other costs.
Second.
Motion made by Council Bragdon, second by Council Madore. Council discussion on this order. Council Pelletier. You just turned yourself off.
Just a point of clarification, I understand that this is a prior owner of this property.
That's our understanding as well.
Thank you.
Right. Yep. Any other council comment? Seeing none, down to the public. Via Zoom, back to the council. All those in favor? 7-0. And last but not least, order number 2013-2023. Council McGlaughlin, would you please read?
Thank you, Chairman. Order number 213-2023, providing for acceptance of grant offer. It is ordered that the Millinocket Town Council accept airport grant offer number 3-23-0030-026-2023 funds in the amount of $421,680 for expenditures at the Millinocket Municipal Airport for reconstruction of runway 1129 pursuant to conditions of the grant agreement. And it is further ordered that the actions of the town manager in filing the application for the grant, including all understandings and assurances contained therein, are ratified and confirmed, that the town manager is directed to act as official representative of the town concerning the application and grant, and is authorized to execute the grant agreement and to provide such additional information and to take all necessary action as may be required and to comply with all grant conditions and administration of the grant. It is further ordered that the town's matching funds in the amount of $21,084 be paid from the town's undesignated fund balance as needed to fund the project.
Second.
Motion made by Council McGlaughlin, seconded by Council Bragdon. Mr. Manager, if I remember correctly, isn't this, our match was 5%, correct?
That is correct.
It's a pretty good deal, in my opinion. I support this order. Any other council comment? Seeing none, down to the public. Via Zoom, back to the council. All those in favor of this order? 7-0. Reports and Communications Warrant Committee for September 14th. Council meeting will be Councilor Higgins and Council Madore.
All set.
Council Higgins.
Mr. Chair, I might have to be excused from that one due to recovery from surgery.
Madam Clerk, would you reassign Council Higgins to the next one and assign
I can take his place.
Council Bragdon, please? Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Doctor. Chair Committee reports. Council Pelletier.
Yeah, the Charter Review Committee met 8/16. Our next meeting is September 6th in the town manager's office at 4:30. We're 2 items away from having completed our review. And the next step will be for us to proofread what we've done. And then it'll be ready to be submitted to the legal department.
Thank you very much. Council Danforth.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So the age-friendly committee is going to meet on Tuesday, August 29th, 1:30 to 2:30 at the library. I will get that information on the town website. Had to pull a meeting together pretty quickly. It's just going to be a one-topic meeting. UNE, I mean, it's good news. UNE, the Center for Excellence in Aging and Health, has invited us to partner with them to distribute some shelf-stable food to older adults, 55 and older. So we need to create a plan around that. They're going to deliver rice and red bean packages on September 16th. And so that we will meet next Tuesday to figure that all out. stay tuned for more information. Thank you.
Thank you, Council Danforth. Any other chair committee report? Thank you. This time is a 2-minute public comment. If you have a comment or a question, please come to the mic and name and address. Seeing none via Zoom. Also seeing none, I'll be looking for a motion.
So moved.
Motion made by Council Madore, seconded by Higgins. All those in favor? 7-0. Oh. All those not in favor? 6-1. Meeting is adjourned. I swivel.
There.